Namaste everyone, I'm your co-host Shawnee ma'am. Welcome to your favorite learning channel. The topic for today's video is desert ecosystem. So desert ecosystem is also a part of terrestrial ecosystem because it involves the land forms of ecosystem, correct? So desert ecosystem is the area desert ecosystem. It is what? It is an area of land, and this area of land is arid or dry, and it receives and this area receives very less rainfall. Okay, so there is a desert called Sahara that is present in Africa is the largest desert region. It is the largest desert region in the world. Okay, and Sahara Desert is present in Africa. Okay, so plants like cactus or other thorny weeds grow in desert ecosystem. Then the desert plants actually have extensive roots, and these extensive roots help them to absorb water from deep inside the earth's crust. So desert ecosystem accommodates animals, like they accommodate small animals such as various species of rodents and reptiles. So these animals actually hide in burrows during daytime, because during daytime temperature is very high in desert, and then later on they come out from the burrows at night as the temperature is low at night. So the dusty storms with violent wind occur regularly. Okay, deserts, they experience what? There is dusty storm. Okay, dusty storm accompanied with violent, violent wind occurs here. Okay, occurs here as in occurs in desert ecosystem on a regular basis. So desert ecosystem is seen in each continent except Europe. Desert ecosystem is seen in each of the continents, in each continent except what? Except Europe. That is, deserts cannot be found in Europe, but it can be found in all the other continents. So there are four types of deserts: hot and dry, semi-arid, coastal, and cold and dry deserts. Okay, so we'll be studying about each of these. Okay, first we will start with hot and dry desert. So what are the common features of these deserts? So the climate of this region is warm all around the year. Okay, here the climate is warm all around the year. Okay, and extremely hot during summer, and the climate is extremely hot during summer. So throughout the year the climate is warm, but during summer it is extremely hot with very scanty rainfall. With very scanty rainfall. Okay. So the plants are very short and they have thorny stems. Okay. The plants growing here are short. How are the plants here? Plants are very short with thorny stem. Okay, then what kind of animals can be found here? So the organisms, we can say, organisms or animals that can be found in hot and dry desert are the nocturnal carnivores. Then these nocturnal carnivores, they are only active at night. Okay, then we can find here the burrowers, then reptiles, reptiles, insects, birds, etc. All these organisms can be usually seen in hot and dry desert. So during night the weather becomes very cold. What happens? During the night time the weather is very cold, and we can take an example of such desert, that is Sahara Desert. Sahara Desert, which is in Africa. Okay, then we will be discussing about the semi arid desert. Okay, so in this type of desert there is moderately long and dry summers that can be observed. Okay, so animals living in this desert, they actually live in burrows. Okay, so they live in burrows during the daytime. Then the animals that can be commonly found in this desert region include mammals like kangaroo rats. Okay, like kangaroo rats, rabbits. Then there are insects like ants, etc. Then there are also reptiles found here like lizards, and snakes. Okay, and birds are also found in these desert regions like the the burrowing owls, etc. Okay, for example, this type of desert, that is semi-arid deserts, can be seen in India, that is the Thar Desert in India, which is in Asia, is an example of semi-arid desert. Okay, then let's talk about the next type of desert ecosystem, which is the coastal desert. Okay, so let's talk about the coastal desert. So here there is moderately cold, and this is during winters, and such moderately cold winters are followed by warm summers. Okay, they are followed by warm summers of longer period of time. Okay, so the plants that grow in this region, they are fleshy, or they have fleshy and thick leaves or stem. Okay, then the most common animals that can be found in coastal deserts are mammals. Amphibians can also be found here. Mammals, amphibians, birds, then reptiles, then insects, toads, etc. These can be found most commonly in coastal deserts. For example, the Atacama Desert. The Atacama Desert, okay? Atacama Desert of Chile, which is in Latin America. So, the Atacama Desert of Chile in Latin America is an example of coastal desert, okay? Then let's see what are cold deserts. Okay, cold desert. So, the cold winters with snowfall throughout the winter can be seen in these areas. Okay, so there is cold winters here, cold winters with that is accompanied with snowfall throughout the winter. Okay, this can be seen in cold desert. So the soil is heavy. How is the soil here? Soil is heavy, silty, and salty. Okay, this is the soil condition in cold desert. So plants are widely scattered here. The main plants are here. The main plants are deciduous. Okay, so the main plants are deciduous which shed leaves during winter. As we have studied this already, they shed leaves during winter. So deciduous trees can be found here. Okay, these are the most commonly occurring plants. Then the animals that can be found here are, what animals can be found here? There are kangaroo rats, antelope, antelope, kit fox, etc. These are the different animals that can be found in cold deserts. An example we can include here is gobi and taklamakan of China, that is in Asia. Okay, so these are the examples of cold deserts. Now just quickly revise the things that we have covered today. So today we studied about the desert ecosystem. We already knew that the desert ecosystem is a type of terrestrial ecosystem. So desert ecosystem is the area of land that is arid or dry and receives very less amount of rainfall. So the Sahara Desert, which is present in Africa, is the largest desert region in the world. So in desert regions, what happen? Dusty storms are accompanied by violent wind, and these can be seen here on a regular basis. So desert ecosystem can be found in each continent except Europe. Okay, so there are four different types of desert ecosystem. So first we talked about hot and dry desert. So what happens in hot and dry desert? The climate of this region is warm all around the year, and it is extremely hot during summer, and it receives very scanty rainfall. So the plants here are very short and they have thorny stem. So the organisms that can be found in this desert region are nocturnal carnivores, which are active only during night. Burrowers, reptiles, insects, birds, etc. can be seen here. So during night, the weather here becomes very cold. For example, Sahara Desert in Africa is a type of hot and dry desert. Okay, so here we can see an image of desert. We can see it is dry and arid. Okay, here we can see sand dunes. Okay, then there is semi-arid desert. So here these deserts have moderately long and dry summers. Okay, so in these deserts there is moderately long and dry summers occur. So animals in this region, they live in burrows during the daytime, and the animals which are found here are mammals like kangaroo rats, rabbits, etc. Then insects like ants, then grasshoppers may be found here. Reptiles like lizards and snakes can be found. There are birds like burrowing owls found here. Okay. For example, Thar Desert of India in Asia is an example of semi-arid desert. Then we talked about the coastal desert. So what happens in coastal desert? Coastal deserts actually, these are the areas where there is moderately cold winters. Okay, so winters here are moderately cold, and this is followed by warm summers of longer period of time. So the plants which are found in this region have fleshy and thick leaves or stem. Animals that are found in this region are mammals, amphibians, birds, reptiles, insects, toads, etc. can be commonly seen in this region. For example, the Atacama Desert of Chile in Latin America is an example of coastal desert. Then we discussed about the cold deserts. So cold winters with snowfall occurs throughout the winter in the cold desert regions. So soil here is heavy, silty and salty. The plants which can be commonly found in cold deserts are deciduous plants or deciduous trees which shed their leaves during the winter season. So the commonly found animals are the kangaroo rats, antelope, kit fox, etc. For example, Gobi Desert and Taklamakan Desert of China in Asia are the examples of cold deserts. Okay. So I hope you all would have got some great insights by watching today's video. Please do not forget to like and share the video. Till then, thank you for watching.